Hi guys, so this is an update from my first video of 2 under 2. Please excuse my appearance. I literally have just woke up and I saw a message on my YouTube video and I thought, let me make another video. So I'm literally trying to do it as I remember. Okay, so my kids are now, my eldest is 2 and my youngest is 10 months. Ava just turned 2. So the update is that I wouldn't say it got a little bit harder, it got different. So my son, he started to get really frustrated and just whingy, really. I don't know if it's a boy thing. Probably isn't a boy thing. It's probably seeing his sister do everything that he would like to do and he can't do any of it. So that at times would be frustrating because there's nothing you can really do. If he wants to do something that he can't do it. My daughter, there's not really been any jealousy. Like before we had Leo, everyone said, oh, she's going to be really jealous, it's going to be terrible, it's going to be hard. Not really. For the first 6 months she kind of, to a degree, ignored his existence. And then now, which is quite sweet, they've just started to play together. Like a tiny bit. He is also walking about a month earlier than her. So he's 10 months and he literally started walking just as he turned 10 months. And I think that's just because he sees her walking and he wants to walk. And it was different with him. He went from standing to walking within maybe 10 days. Where Ava, it took her a lot longer. She was really probably practicing walking for about at least 6 weeks before she was walking unaided. So he was a lot quicker, which is surprising. Just because everyone says that boys are slower than girls. So, I don't know. I think maybe that's nonsense. Probably is nonsense. I don't really have a morning routine as such. My routine is that I get up and have a coffee. Then I tend to put Peppa Pig on whilst I'm cooking their breakfast because they love Peppa Pig and it just gives me 15 minutes of quietness. Then I turn it off when they have breakfast. We'll have breakfast for a little while. I then get them ready. Then I put something like Peppa Pig back on and then I get dressed because if I get dressed first, I tend to have to then get dressed again because one of them will spill something on me or, you know, something like that. And that's really it. I mean, Leo is going through a bit of a separation anxiety phase now. It's a bit different. I think I'll never be one of those mums that can just let their kids cry. You know when people go, oh, you're creating a rod for your own back. Just let them cry it out a bit. No, like literally my insides are like, my heart is going like that when they're crying. I need to do something and I think that that's just, you know, an internal thing that you have with your kids. So I think that that is old school parenting because I can't let my kids just cry it out, cry it out. If they're crying, they need me for something. And maybe I will make a rod for my own back, but hey, I decided to have kids. You know, I work, so I'm not a stay-at-home mum. I work and I have 2 babies. I tend to work like 1 to 2 days a week. Sometimes it's 3 days a week. Sometimes I don't work any days for 2 weeks. It just depends. So it's fitting quite well with our life at the moment, and we're really fortunate that we have someone who can look after our children for us whilst we work. I would say that's the most difficult part of this whole new phase of my life is that I really feel like you have to work like you don't have children, and then you have to parent like you don't have a job. And that I find difficult. I find it difficult dealing with work stuff, and I'm self-employed, so I have to deal with work stuff when it comes in. And if that's a day that I'm with my children, and a lot of the times it can't wait for me to deal with until that evening, and to be quite frankly, if I leave it until that evening, I'll forget about it. So I find it really difficult that I have to share my days off with them, with my work stuff, when it's technically not a work day. That I find really difficult, because they're the most important thing. The other thing that I've found that I've gone back to, but it's something that I've just needed to do just in my life before I had kids, but I would make an excuse, but I definitely need it more now, is that I've gone back into doing yoga quite a lot and meditation, because it just grounds me a little. And I'm a highly strung person, and I always have been, so you know, with 2 kids it can be quite demanding, and I do feel that I deal with life on a day-to-day basis better when I do those things. So even if it means that I have to wake up an hour before the kids, or half an hour before the kids, just to get that little time, even if I just do a few sun salutations or focus on my breathing. And I tend to notice when I don't do it. When I don't do it, I don't deal with things as good as I could. When I don't do it, my weeks don't seem to flow as well, and I'm more reactive, not in a positive way. So I found that that's been a real big help. But you know, some of you may pray, some of you may have other hobbies or some, you know, that put you in a similar state. So I'd highly recommend that if you can get the time to do them, because it definitely helps me. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I would like to make some more videos, I just don't know what to make them on. But that's kind of my update, that it's a little different now. I don't want to say harder, because I think if you use the words hard or harder, then it will be hard or harder. It's just different. It's just a different dynamic. You know, when Leo slept all the time and he couldn't move, I could generally do more, and I didn't have 2 kids that constantly needed my attention, where now it's just different. And in a way, I don't want to say easier, but in a way, I can sit down and kind of let them play, and that's fine. And they kind of entertain each other and entertain themselves. So, sorry for my appearance this morning. I have just woke up, but I really did want to make this video and get it up. If there's any other videos or any questions that you would like answered, let me know. Oh, and I just want to say, on a weight loss, just on a weight loss thing, if anyone's thinking, oh, I'm never going to shed my baby weight, blah 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 blah, I just want you to know that between September and December, I did a really strict diet, like really strict. I had to eat certain foods at certain times, drink certain amount of water at certain times. I completely plateaued, didn't really lose any weight, and then I thought, screw this, honestly, I just don't care anymore. I'm just going to focus on my life and other stuff. And so that was December, and then March, for some weird reason, I decided to weigh myself, and I naturally had lost all my baby weight, and I hadn't dieted. You know, we'd ate takeaways, like literally there was no diet and exercise. So don't put yourself under tons of pressure, because the weight will drop off, and if you've got 2 kids, the weight's definitely going to drop off. So please like my video and subscribe to my channel, and let me know if there's any particular videos that you would like me to make, or any questions you'd like me to answer. Bye.